if we can jump into things. Michigan State versus James Madison. Of course, their fate. The winner of this will be playing either UTK or Robert Morris, which I'm sure we'll know the victor before the end of this game, just based on when it starts up. But I am absolutely ready to roll. Let's get into this one.
Well, game one right now for UTK, they are winning 7-0 at the moment. So they're the current favorites, I think, to win that series. But in this one, we'll see just how JMU looks. Coming in a little bit cold, as Tyler was the one that took a second to get home. So I'm always interested to see how a team comes into a series where a player was late, because that can affect a whole team. But so far, JMU holding on. Tyler put a nice flick on target. And if that's any indicator, JMU's going to be all right.
Yeah, a great save, though, but the prolonged offense could set in here for JMU to try and get things started with a goal over MSU would be definitely the way they want to start things up. Being the team that, maybe on paper is favored, but Michigan State, so tough.
Absolutely are, especially with bomb in. Again, curious to see how he performs here. Nice flip reset over Gadira. Mara pops straight up to Gribster. He's able to beat Gad there. Mara sticking around. I wonder if he's going to go for an extra touch right there, or a bump on Tyler or something of this sort, but they didn't develop the way I'm sure he wanted to, so a retreat. Michigan State here. They're just going back and forth in the first minute, but this is awkward for Ability. And off the back wall, he finds a great touch. Ability. Phenomenal work in defense.
Man, what a scramble from JMU. They get out of that unscathed, but things might not be as easy as that. That's a great second touch. I was going to say things are starting to get awkward yet again, but that second touch off the backboard was so solid. And Opbomb, though, scary in midfield. He's got a lot of chances so far to hold possession for Michigan State. And already he's putting a lot of the pressure on that you thought he might be. Smar keeping things in the JMU side as Opbomb's going to be Gad to that one. And things are centered, but I don't think they quite read Ability's misread there. And they clear it. Wow.
No one was reading that touch from Tyler. That's absurd. Got so much power on the little skim right there. And that's up JMU's offense. Mar's awkward here. Needed the help of Opbomb off the goal line of Michigan State, but Spartans again surviving. Gad has a player center. Tyler, no shot on. Couldn't read exactly how many touches Gad was getting on that play, and so JMU have to back off. Their defense is a little spread thin. The double commit's not going to help Michigan State. What can they do with it? Mar just faked that ball, and JMU couldn't read it. Opbomb scores the first for the Spartans.
And there we go, just breaking him down eventually. Just the awkwardness of JMU's defense this time is their pitfall, and Opbomb's going to strike first for the Spartans. I'm curious how much longer post this first goal we see this a bit of a hesitancy to be aggressive, because obviously both of these teams have had chances to where they have some decent offense going, but they're not quite committing as much as you might see them later down in this series as well. At the moment, Michigan State is going to strike first. Let's see if JMU can respond in tow.
Pass across, Mar's gonna wait on, let it come to him, but that takes him out before the ball ever gets close, really. Opbomb now running interference to the midfield line, including against his own team, but that's all right. Mar's on top of the play. Out of the corner here, can't field control, was zoned off of it by Mar, but hangs around. Finds a nice clear for JMU. This is about as close as I would have expected the 4 versus the 5 seed to be. And I'm very interested to see if either team's able to really distinguish themselves as the favorites. I kind of had Michigan State as the favorites coming in here, but they've been played very close by JMU. They do have the first goal in hand, though. JMU is significant amount of less offense, I feel, compared to Michigan State, as that's another good opportunity. Opbomb fakes one, but Tyler in defense survives that chance for Michigan State. Finds a clear as well, or Dara finds the clear as well.
And JMU just continuing to, read each other's awkwardness really well. They know exactly when they need to help each other out, but Michigan State just unrelenting Opbomb there. If he had any more boost at all left in the tank, we might have seen a second Michigan State goal already. But instead, with just around a minute left, Michigan State continues to look more dominant, but that's tough. Grimster's got no boost, but just enough to flip into that ball and cleared by the wayside for now. Opbomb continuing to find demos to try and make space for his team as well.
I feel like that really should have been the first goal, the tying goal for JMU on that open net opportunity, but Michigan State dodges a bullet. Off-bomb finds a clear. That's a center ball. Gribster turning on it, firing as their shot saved by Tyler. Gad will find it out with full boost as well. There should be a lot of space gained here by JMU through the corner. No real follow-up on Godiva's clear, however. So Michigan State return to sender. 20 seconds left here. Michigan State holding desperately to that 1-goal lead they found a couple of minutes ago.
That's just clinging on, continuing to dissuade any JMU attack. As now they actually have a pretty decent chance. He pops it over one. Gribster, though, finding a demo. They continue to try and clear out demos on their rotate back. With 1 second left, there's just not enough JMU attack members left to move this ball forward. And Michigan State takes game 1 in an incredibly close affair.
That was absolutely so close. And if you look at that one massive missed opportunity on the James Madison side, it was tied. It was tied right now. We're probably going into overtime, but they couldn't capitalize on it. Little awkward for JMU, but that was not as slow a start as I was expecting from them. With Tyler arriving late, with the team getting it all together about 10 minutes later than expected. They looked very good right there. Good counterattacks. Michigan State's offense was held somewhat in check. And so, 1-0 game 1, I hope that's an indicator of things to come, because that was about as close as it gets.
Yeah, and in the same vein of James Madison being kind of warm up a little bit in the series, I think we'll probably see the same thing with Michigan State. I think something we said about being maybe not the favor on paper, being a little bit more hesitant to punch in those final goals, because a lot of times they did have decent centers that they just weren't willing to commit that many numbers to. I'm curious if when they feel more confident, especially off the back of a game 1 win, if we start to see more and more aggression within the Spartans.
And we will get into game 2, and I will fix that audio issue. I appreciate you, Spade. This happens occasionally. It's just a fun little OBS thing where I just change the audio input for a second, and it's all fixed. Brody, would you mind talking for a second as Tyler scored? Test out the audio.
Yeah, sorry about the audio flub there, but it looks like Tyler finds the first goal in this series for JMU. That's a pretty ridiculous contest there that ends up in a goal. I was a slight bit distracted, so I couldn't quite react to it in the moment, but seeing that replay, that was ridiculous from Tyler. And a good sign for JMU to start things out here with a goal in game number 2.
Yeah, OBS is obviously pulling for Michigan State, running audio issues, while Tyler's pulling that opening goal off for James Madison. But a wonderful start for JMU here. Michigan State's trying to counter here. Good possession with their center ball, but Gad shuts that down on the near side, and ability dropping that for Gad, I suppose, but it was a little awkward. Still sets up a decent-looking counterattack, and I don't know how on earth either team is reading what their opposition is doing right now, because these plays are awkward.
Yeah, I mean, that's why we see some hesitancy, because right now things are borderline completely unpredictable, despite the absolute level of these guys. And Gad off the near post, that's a good save from him, and Marr turning on a dime with 0 boost, just continuing to poke it back into the JMU half. The prolonged offense was a bit more pervasive from Michigan State in game 1, and if they definitely want to get back into this game 2 here, they're going to have to rely on that same amount of pressure that they were providing in game number 1, hoping JMU isn't quite as warm as they might need to be. And these demos have kind of outlined the games as well. They just continue on their rotates to just try and take out the last member of JMU.
Marr's been great at running interference for Michigan State. The Spartans are absolutely employing that physical style of Rocket League, and it's netted them some extra possession than they might have gotten otherwise, but JMU is still so good at finding those gaps in the midfield structure of Michigan State. That time, they found a gap, but the Spartans got in the way of it before a clear was found at the JMU. Gad up again. One sidewall, but off bomb intercepting. Just one touch for him, though. Tyler will field at the midfield line, gets it through Marr. Off bomb's been demoed. That leaves Gribster all alone, but he's going to buy time phenomenally for the rest of his team. Marr back on 0 boost. An extra touch there to continue to allow his team to get set in defense. JMU an opportunity right there, but Michigan State, again, they counter with solid movement on their back line.
Yeah, and just more physicality. A bump in the midfield leaves some space, and then looking for the bump there as well as Gribster on the switch up from defense to offense, and now they got to try and get some more midfield possession. Gribster absolutely launching out of the back there to poke things back towards the JMU side. Mar, maybe a bit of a lackluster pinch from him, but they're still here, and they're still rotating quite quickly. Definitely looking for this equalizer just over halfway through game number 2.
Gripster, a good beat. Midfield line. Michigan State slowly getting more and more control of the center third. It's a nice beat, though, by Tyler. He'll sacrifice himself for it, but JMU out again with an opportunity to keep possession on their side, which has been a bit more of a struggle this game. 60% field domination for Michigan State, but that's a miss from Opbomb, setting up ability for a shot on target, which a little lackluster. Mars able to easily save it away. JMU, the team, holding on to a 1-goal lead here, but an opportunity to make it 2 kind of goes by the wayside.
Yeah, I mean, huge demo there to start the counter. Instead, though, not too much boost from anyone on Michigan State during that counterattack, and now Opbomb kind of left alone to make a good stand for himself, and that's a crazy pre-jump and a huge save considering his teammates still needed more time to get back and get ready to make a stand defensively with low boost. Mar, good pinch, though. Leaves ability awkward, and now Gripster, though, another demo, leaving an open net, and he's going to finish that one himself. Well done from Gripster to find the equalizer off of just unrelenting physicality from the Spartans.
That is wonderful. Heads up, Rocket League. That bounce in the corner of Michigan State, first of all, was absolute evil. Tyler had a read on it, but it just took too much of the sidewall, not enough of the corner wall. Went midfield, and Gripster, wonderful heads-up play, demoing the last man back there and allowing an open net that, again, wasn't easy to hit, but Gripster hit it. So we're tied up, 1-1. JMU lose their lead, and now looking to regain it off kickoff.
Yeah, an Opbomb put a tough spot there. Opts to go for the midfield pass, just knowing that he could get back to it, but despite all that, the ball still in their half is eventually going to get put away from ability here off the back of a bunch of good passes. I didn't even wait. Hold on. How did I miss another one of these? JMU's goals so far have been otherworldly. Another crazy redirect. And this time, I was like, wait, ability scored that, but he's the one passing in the replay. No, that's ridiculous.
I'm right there with you. I didn't even notice that either on the first go-round. That's... Thank God for the replay system, or we would have missed another worldie of a JMU goal. They are finding some insane go-ahead scores, and Tyler's looking for some insurance, looking for ability mid, but Opbomb intercepts. Mar clears on 0 boost, though. Tracking the ball down is going to be difficult, so instead heads for Carr. Tags up Gad, and it's a double commit forced, as the JMU defense forced to play a little bit of awkward defense right there. They do well. Tyler finds a clear ability, nearly finds a shot, but Mar in the way. Michigan State, 10 seconds now. See if they can tie this game up in regulation.
Yep, and Opbomb opts for the pass, but Gad all over that one with that jump. And with 3 seconds left, and Gad having a chance to score this one as well, and he will. It's all over for Michigan State in game 2. Well done from Tyler to pick this one up. Just popping it up to Gad off of his incredible read defensively. And JMU evens up our series.
All right, things absolutely getting interesting in round 1, the Monday Night Lights tourney, again sponsored by Final Form Entertainment, as the 4 and the 5 seed trade the first 2 games with one another. I thought that was going to be another 1-goal affair between James Madison and Michigan State, but JMU put that to bed late. Good work at the end of the game. I mean, they lost their lead momentarily, Brody, but they fought back well with that insane ability goal and then closed it out with a nice pass play center. That was much better from JMU.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it was all highlighted off the fact that they cleaned up their defense a lot. Yeah. The rotations defensively looked way different. They looked way better, and they were able to have as many chances as they did. They had more shots than Michigan State, despite both of their goals being hard to replicate. I don't expect them to score 2 more goals like that to close out this series, but either way, they were able to get so many attempts that just broke down Michigan State's defense over and over again that they were able to find 2 goals against their 1, and that's a great comeback game for them. And if you're Michigan State, maybe you're not super worried based on the quality of goal that was scored. Maybe saying to yourself, like, we dare you guys to do that one again, because I don't know if they can. At least not in that same fashion.
I mean, I completely agree. Those are low percentage scores that JMU was getting, but you need the occasional string of low percentage scores to win games. It's your consistent offense that'll win you series. JMU will see if they can put together any of that here in Game 3. Michigan State, though, starting us off with a center ball, but Tyler intercepts. Finds Gad on the opposite side of the field, but Gribster takes it away, plays it himself off the back wall, setting up an opportunity for Mar, who playing pinball there on the JMU goal line, got it center, but off bomb shot was saved away by Tyler. JMU putting together more good defense on that orange end.
Yeah, and that's Mar's second shot in a row going off the crossbar. Maybe some frustration might start to creep in from them as they feel like they're doing so much right offensively, but JMU, complete shutdown now and again on the defensive side of things. And now they might be able to turn this one into a bit of offense themselves. Tyler, good clearance. Decides to turn off and let Gribster start to carry some possession of themselves to try and get some boost back on his side. And he clears it. We might see a bit of an exchange here, clear for clear, as no one quite able to dig their heels in on either side of the pitch right now.
That's a good dunk. Ability. Grab boost as well in the Michigan State corner. This is an opportunity now for JMU to set up offense as Gad has plenty of boost to work with, but no teammate center. Idea not properly communicated. His ability was off to the side, not playing the short pass. Instead, going to the other end of the Michigan State half. Here, protecting the midfield line. Running a pass to Gad. Who goes to the corner, but nothing found. Michigan State holding things together despite some awkward moments, some low boost moments as well. As we see them here. Opbomb and Mar both on no boost, but Opbomb uses the little bit that he has to score the opening goal of Game 3. What?
I can't think of anything more against the pace of play. If out of all situations Michigan State has had in this series, how is that a goal? Ridiculous individual heroics from Opbomb to score the first one in this game and breaking the deadlock that was going on for about 2 minutes there. I mean, that's ridiculous. What a dunk from Opbomb.
I mean, that's why some people are tuning in tonight to see Opbomb play on this Michigan State roster. And right there, I imagine nobody, except for JMU fans, were disappointed. This time, though, the Spartans will be scoring again, but it's Mar at the helm. Opbomb finds Mar with a stretch pass, and the captain does the rest of the work. Nice finish.
There we go. They continue to find each other out of the defensive side, getting good passes to clear the ball, and right there it turns into a goal of its own on that counterattack. In Michigan State, a bit of a pace change during that pace of play there, and instead they're going to find the second goal. That was a close one, though, off the kickoff. Both of these last two kickoffs, JMU has brought the pressure to Michigan State, but they responded well there, and now it's going to be on them to turn their great defense in this series so far into some offense as they find themselves at a 2-goal deficit here in Game 3.
Opbomb with control, spins out a bit. Gives Gad an opportunity on full boost. He just goes straight up with the ball, though. Didn't advance it very far into Michigan State territory. JMU are really just stuck, I feel, at the edge of the midfield third and the offensive third for them. But we get an opportunity after that exchange. It is stopped by the Spartans, and they will find a clear center ball for Mar, and that's an easy finish. I'm not sure right there why Gad was so awkward.
Yeah, that's tough. He was just kind of tailing the play, but just didn't quite get the touch he needed to out of that corner. I think he definitely could have maybe gone for a catch there into a 50, but instead he drops that one a little bit, and Michigan State are now rolling. 2 minutes left. There's definitely enough time left in this game for JMU to try to mount a comeback, but right now Michigan State's offense firing on all cylinders, and it's going to be tough to do so with how well they're playing in this Game 3.
They look good. Michigan State looks like they figured each other out, playing around each other well, giving Opbomb opportunities. Another dunk from Opbomb puts another in the basket of goals for Michigan State. Wonderful finish there. Oh, my word.
Coast to coast goes Opbomb. Well done to find the fourth goal, just showing off a little bit, gaining some confidence, feeling quite warm now. Absolutely well done from Opbomb, just continuing to put highlights on the board in this Game 3.
Insane. Absolutely insane. We have seen some crazy highlight reel-worthy goals just in the first 2 games, some change of the Monday Night Lights tournament. We are in for a fun night. Again, if this is any indicator of what's to come. Nice save by Tyler. Even better one by ability there. Gad getting up to make the 3rd attempt on the ball. Michigan State looked poised to find a 5th, but JMU still holding them back, still fighting hard in this Game 3. Real swing game of the series. JMU way down right now, but 70 seconds left to make a statement going forward.
Yeah, like you said, first real swing game, and they're not going to let it drop this easily despite the time being way against them. It's about, you know, building maybe a little bit more confidence on your side because Michigan State's absolutely taking it to, and it's not going to let up now. 5 goals for the Spartans in Game 3, and JMU maybe feeling a bit scared at this point because Michigan State cannot stop scoring.
I mean, they're getting dunked on right now. Not just because of the scoreboard, but straight up, the majority of Michigan State goals have come off of dunks, whether it's in the midfield or on the goal line of JMU. Gribster, they're getting in on the action. Zopbomb's been doing the majority of the dunking. But here, Tyler with control. Bumped off the playoff. A little frustrating there. You can see Tyler's car language at the end of the last play freezing a bit after getting dunked again on the JMU goal line, but getting right back to it. Alongside ability. That's a good opportunity for JMU. Comes up short again as Michigan State find another stop, but JMU, some decent looks in this third game.
Yeah, they've had some decent looks, but the only thing I can really chalk it up to is the speed that Michigan State has started with. We saw a lot of physicality through the first 2 games, but completely abandoning that, realizing that they're just going to go out there and fly around, and they have done exactly that in this Game 3, just doing their best to outpace JMU. And in this case, it worked incredibly effectively. And I'm curious how JMU is going to have to respond to turn this series right back around. Of course, Michigan State now on their series point, winning that Game 3. They're up 2-1. Can they close it out in Game 4, or is this one going the distance?
I mean, it's getting closed out in 4 if JMU isn't able to contain Opbomb, because he was let off the leash that game. 2 goals, 2 assists. It's 80% goal participation, plus 3 saves tossed in there. I mean, Opbomb dropped 650 points in that Game 3 on James Madison and really devastated them in counterattack mode. He looked unstoppable in a couple of those transitions to offense for Michigan State. So JMU has to figure out their offense as well as the Opbomb factor on the Michigan State side. And on the offensive side of the ball, it just feels a little flat at the moment for JMU. The passes aren't quite connecting. The demos aren't timed well enough if they're there at all. They're getting stuck at times when they're trying to counterattack in the corners, on the sideline. It's just tough to come by quality looks for JMU right now.
Yeah, I mean, Michigan State just locking them into playing the Michigan State brand of Rocket League in this one and not letting JMU getting any say of their own.
Yeah.
Obviously, they got to flip that on its head if they want to continue on in this first Monday Night Lights tournament tonight, as they are on their series life right now and their tournament life, more importantly. As here we go, game number 4 starting up. Will this be the JMU bounce back, or can the Spartans close this one in 4 games? We're about to find out.
Ooh.
And right away,
There you go.
who better to respond?
Tyler.
Tyler in the first 5 seconds.
Tyler's getting in on the action. I'm glad to see that. JMU back immediately at the start of Game 4, using that kickoff well. Ability set it up, and Tyler was able to finish it. 5 seconds in, scoring your first goal since Game 2 has got to feel good for JMU. So, all right, settle back in. See what you're going to do to force that Game 5. As Gad lets that ball get a little bit away from him. It gives Opbomb an opportunity. Ability back on the goal line there. Good defense out of JMU, and that's how you stop Opbomb. You just, I don't know, somehow get a read on what they're trying.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to have to basically have some heroic stops here, but they do enough to dissuade Michigan State's attack there that nobody's back, and Ability just has to dribble this one in for an open net. Well done from Tyler to just plant exactly where he is and backflip that one out of harm's way, and no one on Michigan State ready for that in the midfield.
It's easy. It's an easy finish right there for JMU. And they will take the easy ones, because if you'll think back to that Game 2 victory, the goals they were finding were absolutely insane. Those low percentage opportunities were finding a way in, like we were talking about it in awe of back in Game 2. So that is nice for JMU fans to see their team converting on easy scores. And Taquito with the raid of 6. Welcome in, everybody. What was the result over there, Taquito? I'm curious how your match finished up. FSU in 4, Brody. They take down the Colorado Buffaloes.
I mean, things are starting off real crazy here on Monday Night Lights. That's a ridiculous result that I don't know how many people could have called that one coming into it. But we still need to decide our differences here in the 4 versus 5 seed, as right now JMU doing their best to respond. Like you said, those easier finishes are a absolute great sign of life for them, because those were the only goals they found in the series so far, were those low percentage shots. But both of them that have came in this game so far have been just off the result of well-pressured attacks and easy finishes. So if they can continue those good looks, we're definitely going to see a Game 5, but at the moment it's on Michigan State now to respond.
Absolutely is. Last time JMU found themselves a lead, they defended it very well, despite a lot of Michigan State pressure. In that game I'm referencing, Gad's upfield here, trying to apply more pressure. Sparty, but Opbomb intervenes, gets in that passing lane, and keeps Michigan State's offense on the field. Tyler off the back wall, control taken away by a nice touch from Gribster, but all of that for naught as JMU clears to set up their offense once again with a nice 50-50 from Gad, giving Tyler some space on the ball, but Gribster sticks with it and gets that ball center. It is a battle right now for possession in the midfield.
Oh yeah, and the speed has picked up. JMU being able to match that speed that Michigan State played with last game. And so far, the midfield control from them has been an absolute key to success, keeping Michigan State out of their half, because whenever Michigan State was able to lock in their offense towards that defensive side of JMU, they were able to mostly find goals out of the back of it. And now there's a bump towards the net. Tyler doing a good job to get over that. And Mars a shot, but he finds another dunk. And Michigan State continuing to find goals off the back of dunks, as this time it's Mar.
Oh, but Gribster was running ahead as well. It's running interference on Tyler, forcing that suboptimal touch, really, off the goal line. But yeah, it's another dunk goal for the Spartans, which is insane. Like, as many just crazy, weird bounces we've seen JMU score off of, we've seen dunk goals out of Michigan State. Like, you can't call it MOs, but that you certainly can. Opbomb again, taking over for Michigan State. That's a dime from Gribster, first of all, but Opbomb, what a finish.
Turning a bad situation into a worse one for JMU. You can see that first goal when you have such a nice buffer, but Opbomb has so much green in front of him, and he's always going to score that one, and that's so tough for JMU, as now things are locked back up 2-2. But all the momentum right now is feeling like it's going the way of Michigan State. So JMU now has to find what made them successful early on in this game and continue to not let the pressure go to their end, and now it's a bit of a race back. Gad, though, picks that one up quite easily, and now he's able to get that one over Opbomb as well. He has a chance to do this to all three of them. Gad solo playing his way to the third goal for JMU, and that's a huge response.
Dunks Opbomb, some revenge there, forces a bad touch out of Mar, and is there for the punish. That was all Gad. Wonderful play down the sideline, and all right, JMU, the backs were against the wall a little bit. They had some pressure put on their shoulders with that Michigan State comeback, but again, they answer nicely when their lead is questioned. 80 seconds left here in Game 4. JMU still trying to force a fifth and final game in this round 1 matchup. The Monday Night Lights tournament sponsored by Final Form Entertainment. Minute left here, Brody. Oh, this one's looking good.
Oh yeah, it looks like ability. More revenge for the dunk goals on that one. Is that one of the fastest goals we've probably seen in a minute here, is ability pinching it off the top of Mars' car into the net. And JMU back to their nice little 2-goal buffer. I'm curious if Michigan State can answer the same way they did earlier in this same Game 4. And if so, we could see an OT in Game 4. But right now, JMU looking to knot things up 2-2.
Bomb. Trying to find one back. He's all alone in defense. And actually gave that one up. Mar is there for an easy cleanup. And just after, we saw Gad with a dominating transition into offense, scoring the third goal for JMU. He makes a critical mistake in the corner, and now the JMU lead again has been cut to 1.
Things are breaking down here, Bepic. There's nerves all around as JMU playing for their series life, but Michigan State does not want to let this one get to 5. As now Opbomb has another chance to make something happen on his own. Despite that, a lot of the JMU members very much low on boost, and Mar trying to find the exact right time to strike, doesn't quite do so. As now, JMU might have a chance for some offense. Tyler goes backboard, but Mar, an easy clearance for him. And 30 seconds left, Bepic. This one down to the wire. Can Michigan State even things up?
Well, Off-Bomb's the guy you want on the ball. It's an extra touch from him into the corner, but ability on that play. 0 boost. Still gets it out for a second. And again in the corner. Has the ball stripped away by Mar. Found that ball right to Gribster. I don't know how Michigan State has been so connected at times, but that play nearly worked out in their favor. This one as well nearly works out in their favor, but JMU's defense staying together. Gribster misses contact there. Tyler trying to clear and will do enough to interfere with that attack. JMU take game 4 and force a 5th.
Wow, things getting a little bit chippy at the end, and Michigan State just had some opportunities even there at the last second, but James Madison holds strong. They score 4 goals in this 4th game, and answer super strong. Game 5 now, James Madison has a good chance to turn this series on its head. It looked like Michigan State had this one wrapped up as soon as that comeback started happening. I was a little bit worried for these guys, but there we go. They're showing the mental fortitude there as they responded well. And now we have a game 5 in our first series. That's very exciting.
So I believe this is the only one to go to 5 as Bruton Parker was able to down the Buds in 4. I know UTK 3-0 swept, and I forgot to mention as well, shout out Sleeper56 for casting that Bruton Parker versus Buds series and rating the channel afterwards. Love my Monday Night Lights casting crew. You all are phenomenal. Brody, you included as well, of course. But phenomenal series so far. 1 sweep, 2 and 4. This one going to 5. Very excited to see if JMU can keep the momentum up. But the last time they took a game in the series, that game was followed up by a 5-0 smacking that Michigan State gave them in game 3. So I'm sure JMU trying to avoid that fate here. But we move to game 5 to see what happens, to see who advances to play UTK in the next series on stream. Here we go.
Maybe not the team you quite want to see down the barrel after this one, but you still got to get past your round 1 opponents first to be able to get a shot at UTK in our round number 2. I expect a lot more of a back and forth here in this game number 5, as it feels like the teams finally got that download going in that game 4. We saw such high octane action. The speed was up and they were contesting to the midfield quite a bit. But Michigan State maybe can try old reliable and get back to that physicality that brought them to this point in the series so far.
Interception there, Off-Bomb controlling possession. Mar following it up nicely. Tyler putting in a weird spot here. 10 boost drops in the tank, but still does well to get past the first challenger out of Michigan State. Not the second, though. Off-Bomb attacks the near side. Is stopped by Gad. Gribster has to give up control of that ball, as he didn't have enough boost in the tank to maintain it. But Michigan State, despite all of that in his first minute, really has been somewhat dominant in terms of possession. 65-35 the split of time spent in the offensive half. Michigan State returning to their roots and are rewarded for it. 1-0, the lead given to Michigan State by Off-Bomb.
And you can't give this guy any room, dude. He just punishes you every time. He can do it in the air, he can do it off the backboard, and in this case, he does it on the ground. Off-Bomb continuing to be that absolute X factor that Michigan State has needed in this series. And he's going to open things up 1-0 after about a little bit over a minute of proceedings, and now it's on JMU for a response. And there we go, back to their roots. That hard style of possession early, and now they're trying to get physical. Billy has a chance, and he sneaks that one under Off-Bomb, as some more physicality from JMU leaves him awkward on the goal line.
What a chess series of events that was from both sides. The attack from Mar there on the side wall to try and get the ball away, but it goes off the side wall. Gad takes a good 50-50 to give Ability some space to work with. Then Gad runs ahead, gets Off-Bomb in the air, and he hangs in the air to match that shot from Ability, but Ability out-50s him on the Michigan State goal line and dunks Off-Bomb. More revenge, as Off-Bomb's been doing that a lot to the JMU defense. Great answer out of James Madison. This game 5 is kicking off on the right foot.
Absolutely 1 for 1, and that's a absolute heck of a shot there coming out from Gad. Deterred from Off-Bomb, he gets it past the second one, and maybe a chance to go from defense to offense is here. Gad needs to make a great touch, and that he does. Now Mar slows things down a little bit, taps it back in to the JMU side, maybe hoping some teammates can pick up some possession here, as they do in the midfield. Here we go, Mar again. Good touch into the corner. Tyler, another big clearance. Right now they're just continuing to try and dissuade any attack that Michigan State has, not letting them lock them in to that offensive rotations that have brought them so much success in this series so far. So well done by JMU to force that out.
Well, that's a big opportunity there. Then Gribster for a follow-up, but Tyler finds a clear, finds ability. Down the pitch, extra little touch, pops the ball up, but he's hunting cars. Up bomb evades, but has no boost, so requires the aid of Mar. He'll get the ball as far as Gad's midfield line, but Gad's awkward. Gives the ball right back to Gribster right there. A little strange in defense for JMU as they are very low on boost, trying to get the ball to their one player with anything in the tank. An ability never actually gained control, but Michigan State let that ball slip, and JMU now will have an opportunity in counterattack mode. Get the ball to Michigan State goal line, but Spartans will counter with a flick down the line. We'll stay tied 1-1. No one penetrating their opposition's defense just yet.
Oh, what a save from ability. Things, you could feel the weight of the world in his shoulders there as Gribster trying to drop one from the ceiling, but he makes a really good situation there. Getting a nice save, and Gribster a good double as well to try and turn things back towards Michigan State's offense. They got to find Gad in the air. He gets a pass. Mar, up bomb. Awkward in net, leaves a Tyler shot, but up bomb. A huge save from inside net, doing it both defensively and offensively for Michigan State, continuing to be the player they need in these situations. And things breaking down defensively for Michigan State leaves Gribster in the defensive side, low boost. Tyler pops this one up. JMU has a lot of pressure right now over the Spartans.
I don't know how Michigan State's holding on. I don't know how both defenses have held on in a lot of sequences we've watched tonight, but both teams performing admirably on the goal line. Ability, great stuff right there, and the flip reset to boot. Can't dunk the next man up, but sets up Gad with an open net. Ability, a massive performance at the midfield line. What a touch that was. Forced the bad one out of Gribster, and Gad's there for the finish. JMU lead late.
Ridiculous stuff from ability. He's had two very low to the ground flip reset plays that have done everything for JMU in this game. Some unorthodox offense has led to huge moments for them, and now all they have to do is hold on, but that's easier said than done against Michigan State. But another maybe missed opportunity could be their last for Michigan State as we are down to just 30 seconds left.
Oh, up bomb has a pass reach him. That shot though saved by Tyler. The rebound not on a good spot for Mar. An ability, soft pinch out. Will postpone Michigan State for just a moment. Mar next up, but Gad out of nowhere intercepts and holds the Spartans back. Tyler next up in rotation, but uses that 50 to op bomb, following it up with 100 boost. Ball goes into the air. Mar has to bail out though. Gribster waiting in the wings, but it's op bomb that stays on the rock. Heads to dirt. Gad tries to spike it, but no can do. We get a long 0-second play setting up here as Gribster clangs it off the corner wall, but ability takes it away. Tyler's downfield. Mar has to respect him. Looks awkward for Michigan State, and they can't do it on 0 seconds. James Madison come in, and they down Sparty in 5.
Oh my goodness, James Madison was able to pull it off there. Huge defensive stand, almost one long defensive stand from them. The entire game under fire from every Michigan State player. And they do their absolute best defensively, and they're able to stick it out. Well done from them. I would say, despite it being a 1-for-1 kind of game series, despite James Madison having to pick up 4 and 5, a huge comeback. They did not look really in this series through the first 3 games, and through 4 and 5, gutted it out, proved that they are the better team on the day, and they're going to be moving on to face UTK in our round number 2.
Oh, that's going to be a fun one. And real quick, I want to toss the bracket up on the screen. Wikipedia page provided by the Shaka. Shout out to Shaka. I know he's in chat right now. But there you go. Only one sweep, and it was the number 1 overall seed, Tennessee, who will be facing JMU in the next round. That's going to be a fun one. But Brody, your Georgia matchup, BPC, I think the favorites against a Buds without Dylan, taking that one. And they're playing Florida State, hot off of an upset over Colorado. That one should be a great SEL rematch.
Oh, yeah, that'll be a huge game. Some both in our region here, a bit of a good rematch. I think the BPC Buds game went around what I probably would have expected, but obviously I didn't get to see the individual games just based on reacting to the raw scoreline. I'm curious how close each individual game was. I'll definitely be giving that a watch, probably after the rest of our proceedings tonight, because we still got some huge games left.
We absolutely do. So we're going to take a short break as we get the first semifinal set up on stream. That will be JMU versus UTK. But in the meantime, while you're getting your water, your snacks, whatever you need, make sure you do !final form if you want to get involved with the FFE community. They're the ones sponsoring tonight's Bepic and FFE Monday Night Lights tournament. A good chunk of the prize pool provided by them. I tossed a little in there as well to make it an even $20 for every player on the winning team, as it is a winner-take-all $60 prize pool for one of the 8 teams competing on tonight's Monday Night Lights. But short break coming up. In the meantime, make sure you stay tuned for UTK JMU coming up in a bit. I'll see you there.